Hello and welcome to MMTV. It's been quite a while, but we're back. My name is Samantha Goody and I'll be your host. It's been more than a year and a half since we've had a show due to the COVID pandemic. During that time, we shifted mostly to a publication form of the program. Almost all of MMTV's staff and crew is no longer at Monument, so we're starting the new chapter of MMTV with a pre-recorded version. To start us off, Wesley Smith has the question of the week.
I'm Wesley Smith, your friendly neighborhood senior, and today's question of the week is, did you go to the football game last Friday? All right, Maniraj, did you go to the football game this past Friday?
No, I did not.
Will you go in the future?
No, I will not.
Dang, man. All right, Liam, did you go to the football game this past Friday?
I did.
What'd you think of the student section?
It brought a lot of life to the game. It was really fun.
Awesome. Will you go in the future too?
I will.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Liam. Lena, did you go to the football game this past Friday?
I did.
What'd you think of the student section?
It was so fun. The energy was perfect.
Will you go in the future too?
Definitely.
Awesome. All right, Quinn, did you go to the football game this past Friday?
I did, yes.
What'd you think of the student section?
It was very fun, very energetic. There was a lot of school spirit.
Mm-hmm. Will you go to the next football game as well?
Probably.
All right, awesome. Lily, did you go to the football game this past Friday?
I did go to the football game on Friday.
What'd you think of the student section?
Got pretty rowdy. I thought the chanting was really good. We were a little bit too loud when a man went down, but besides that, our spirit was there.
Yeah, totally. Will you go in the future too?
For sure, if I can. I think we have a soccer game on the next one. I did lose my voice a little bit, so I might not cheer as loud.
All right, thank you so much. All right, Alice, did you go to the football game this past Friday?
No.
Will you go in the future?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, Alana, did you go to the football game this past Friday?
I did.
What'd you think of the student section?
I think it was great.
Are you gonna go in the future as well?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. All right, Ava, did you go to the football game this past Friday?
Yes.
What'd you think of the student section?
It was really good.
And you're also gonna go?
Yes, definitely.
Awesome. Kaylee, did you go to the football game this past Friday?
I did.
What'd you think of the student section?
Very loud, very good.
You gonna go in the future as well?
Yes.
Awesome. Arthur, did you go to the football game this past Friday?
Yes, I did. I played in it.
Awesome. What'd you think of the fans?
I loved it. I loved the support. Even though we were losing, they always still supported, and it was very loud, and I loved it.
Thanks, man. Looking forward to the fans in the future too?
Yes, I can't wait.
Awesome. Kane, did you go to the football game last Friday?
Of course.
What'd you think of the student section?
It was great.
Are you gonna attend in the future as well?
Of course.
All right, Billy, did you go to the football game last Friday?
I did, Leslie.
What'd you think of the student section?
I thought it was great, really enthusiastic.
Awesome. I'm here with our anchor, Sam, and I'm gonna ask her, did you go to the football game last Friday?
I did, and I thought it was a really good game. I thought they played really well, and I love the support that we actually had. Like, the student section was amazing.
Mm-hmm. You gonna go in the future too?
Yes, I'm
Awesome
gonna try
to
and make
hear.
every game.
All right, sounds good. And there you have it. That was our question of the week. Make sure to show your school spirit by coming to the next football game. See you guys next week.
The new Spartan Pride group is looking to keep the pace going with the support and the spirit from our teams. There was a great turnout last Friday at the first home football game. See Wesley to see how you can make a difference. Since most everyone is new to MMTV, it will take a little time to get us up to speed, and we are still adapting to our new COVID environment, so bear with us. Next up, Stella Greenberg brings us this week's school sports, followed by Sarah Cole with Fairy Tales of Old.
Monday, September 13th, boys soccer played Pittsfield and tied 3-3. Volleyball played Ware and won the game. Tuesday, September 14th, cross country raced at Lacona, and boys soccer won against Monson 8-0. Wednesday, September 15th, volleyball played Putnam and they won their game, as well as girls soccer played Southwick and won 1-0. Volleyball will play Holyoke away at 4:30. Saturday, September 18th, football plays East Hampton away. Boys soccer played Monson at home and won 8-0. Saturday, September 25th, boys soccer has a home game against Blacktown at 4 and 6 p.m. Hi guys, I'm here with Christy Casella here today. Thank you for being here. What sport do you play?
I play soccer.
What position are you?
I play defender, left full back, right back.
Have you played other positions before?
I played center mid for a bit and wing for a while.
How long have you been playing?
I want to say for like 10 years.
Wow. How long have you played in high school?
Just 4 years, last year.
What got you into this sport?
Well, my family played soccer. My family had history of soccer, so I decided why not just play soccer with them. And I watched soccer when I was a kid, so it seemed really interesting, so I just play it.
Do you watch soccer like now?
Yeah, I still watch soccer, yeah.
What are you hoping to work on this season?
Maybe scoring a goal this season, even though I'm just a defender. I want to improve on scoring because I haven't scored this season yet.
It's okay. It's the beginning. What school do you think would be the most difficult to play?
We haven't played all our teams yet, but I want to say Agawam. Agawam.
I thought you played them.
Yeah, but they're really hard to learn.
Oh.
Agawam.
You said you watch soccer.
Yeah.
What teams do you follow?
I follow Barcelona.
What are you looking forward to this specific season? As a team or as you personally?
I guess winning something this year because I haven't won anything for a while. So, if we win something this year, it's my last year, so hopefully.
Are you going to play soccer in college?
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Do you play other sports, and if so, what sports?
I guess I ski in the winter, but that's basically it.
Alright, that's it. Thank you so much. Next week's games. On Monday, September 20th, boys soccer plays Pope Francis away at 4:30. Tuesday, September 21st, golf plays Lennox at 3:30. Girls soccer plays Chicopee away at 4:30 and 6. Wednesday, September 22nd, cross country has a home race versus Fort Berkshire County Schools at 4:30. Thursday, September 23rd, boys soccer has a home game versus Westfield at 4:30 and 6:30. Girls soccer also has a home game versus Monson. Friday, September 24th, football has a home game versus Athol at 7 o'clock.
Hello, and welcome to Fairy Tales of Old, where every week we discuss and introduce an old fairy tale that's not as well known, and review it as well as possibly provide facts for it. For example, last week we reviewed the Grimm brothers' story, Thumbling, which was part inspiration for the more known story by Hans Christian Andersen, Thumbelina. The goal of this project is just to give some not as recognized stories some light and allow people to learn about them, should they wish to. So, let's get into the story. This week our story will be another Grimm brothers tale named Alilea, which is translated commonly into all kinds of fur, or thousand furs. Alilea is a tale about a princess who runs away from her father, the king, because he wants to marry her. She, of course, doesn't want to marry him because it would be breaking the law, so she makes a deal with him. If he could attain 3 very fancy dresses and a cloak made out of the fur of 1,000 different animals, she would marry him. Assuming he would be unable to provide such an extreme request, she set aside her worries until 3 days later when he fulfills the deal and manages to create everything. The night before their wedding, she covers her face and hands in black soot. She puts on the cloak and runs away, bringing a number of items with her, such as a ring and a spinning wheel. She hides in a tree, where a king from another kingdom and his soldier find her thinking she's a beast, and brings her to his castle to work as a kitchen maid. She stays in the closet and does all her work until the king holds a ball. She asks the chef if she could briefly go up and watch the dance, and sneaks away to put on one of the 3 fancy dresses she requested. Afterwards, she returns to the kitchen and makes the king his soup, which she would slip in a magic item that would make it taste delicious. This continues for 2 more nights, where on the last night when she makes the king his soup, she forgets to change out of her ball gown. The king requests to see her, and during their meeting the cloak falls to the ground, revealing her dress. She explains her situation to him, and he allows her to stay in the castle as a princess. Then after a time they fall in love and get married. I quite like the story a lot because, unlike more well-known stories such as Cinderella or Beauty and the Beast, the main character is shown to be extremely clever since the beginning. and tries to take charge of her own destiny and her situation to use for the better. It really is a good story, and I would recommend reading the full thing if you're interested. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time on Fairy Tales of Old.
As you can see, we have a lot of new segments this semester. This year, once again, we will have a current events segment, but with a new reporter. Here's Julia Rind with this week's current events. It was 30 years ago this October that MMTV had its first show, An Advisor with a Hope and a Dream, and 5 young students gave it a shot. They created an hour-and-a-half pre-recorded high school news magazine program that would air every Wednesday at 7 p.m. on CTSB. The program grew and became more sophisticated as it went on, from a taped program to even a live program. Over the years, it's had students go on to work on the TV and movie industry. One student has been on ESPN for 20 years, and one is the lead directors at ESPN. Another person is a producer of promotional videos for Spotify. Well, we've come full circle. COVID has brought us back to our roots, and we're starting with a new crew after spending a year and a half without a program. Something new this year is Veer Patel's segment on Top 10s. There'll be a different take on his Top 10s every week. Here's the first installment. Thanks, Veer. It's been super crazy this past year with COVID and not having any normalcy, but I'm so glad to be back in the MMTV room and back with the school with familiar faces, new faces, and just the energy we created in the MMTV room. I'm so glad to be back. Up next, Caden Gitaracos finally gets his wish and brings us national sports. This year, we have some topics covered more than once. Gage Levesque and Sam Drucker will be both bringing us their perspective on video games. First up is Gage with his review this week. Next up is something new to MMTV. Clementine and Quimby Del Signor are big to bring us adventures around the school from their new friend. You'll get what I mean. Angus Piggott and Alex Turner are going to be bringing us interesting facts about the movies. Not quite the same as a movie review. It's more about the characters and themes in the movie.
I have Mia with me here today, and we're going to be talking about the Star Wars series, and more specifically a character in the series named Finn, and the missed opportunity with him. So, how they introduce Finn is he's a stormtrooper, one of the bad guys, right? And it's just like a battlefield. He's shooting lasers at people, they're shooting lasers at him, and then one of his friends die. And like he gets down to see his friend, and his friend's on the ground looking up at him. And then, you know, Finn sees that and he's a little shaken up, so he's kind of just like stumbling around the field like in his head. And he sees these two civilians without weapons. Their orders are to shoot all these people, right? And he puts his blaster up, but he doesn't shoot. He just looks at them, and he slowly, his blaster goes down and he lets them go away. And this starts the process of him wanting to go away from the First Order, which is the group he's a part of. They're the bad guys. And he defects, right? And so what they're trying to set up with this scene is they're trying to set up Finn as an important character, and they're trying to set up the idea that there are people behind the masks of these stormtroopers, which, you know, throughout Star Wars movies, they always just get trampled by just everyone, right?
Yeah.
And
They just, like, ultimately, what the series is trying to do is it's trying to make sure that we know that even like the bad guys are still human, so we're trying to humanize them to make it honestly more emotional when it's fighting, if that makes sense, you know?
Yes.
Like it used to be just like a slaughterhouse, but now they're trying to like actually show that like what we do has an impact, because we're trying to, like, when we see this, we're gonna be like, oh, what happens, like that poor guy, he might have had a family and kids, and it just brings a little bit more emotion drawn to the series, which makes it more watchable in my personal opinion.
Yeah, but then they turn that completely around on its head. They sideline the character Finn. Throughout the movies, they just murder so many stormtroopers, and there's never any seriousness about it. And like this, they'll even kill the characters in comedic ways, the stormtroopers, and it's like, really? They were trying to set this up, that stormtroopers are people too, and that Finn was going to be an important character. They just throw that away.
If you've driven by the school recently, you must have noticed the activity happening on the road. After several meetings with Mass DOT and local officials concerning about recent accidents at the entrance of the school, the state is making a few improvements. They still will not add a light because the traffic pattern does not meet the criteria. The issue really is the northbound traffic and cars leaving the school heading south. There is a bad blind spot if a car is pulling into the school from the south if a car is behind it. New drivers are not skilled enough to properly address the situation. If you are leaving the school heading south, do not pull out if there is a car pulling in from the south. And even if it is in the turn lane, if you are heading north and are behind a car turning in, leave a good distance between you and the car in front. Well, as you can see, we have a lot of new segments starting off this year. We still have a few to go. If you have any suggestions, you can email them to monument.tv2021@gmail.com.
Alright, so when we started with a simple still life drawing that went over the elements of art, so we were moving from line to a contour line to shape to space and then finally to value, where you don't see any lines there but it's a light source. And we use bottles and fruit and cups to try to explore that area. And now we're moving into the next project, which is based on collage, and we're going to think more about design and placement as well as form and shape and tie it back again into the elements of art with the idea of how you lay it out and the principles of design and what your composition will be. It's just trying to get the vocabulary moving into our discussions and exploring art and trying to make students feel like their artwork is of value and that they're creative, because everyone in the room is creative at one point somehow. Cool.
I think still life's pretty cool because for me it's like one of the easiest things to draw, because you can just kind of like figure out with your eyes like where things go on the paper, and like you can, yeah, like especially when the light's on, you can see different light aspects. I think it's really like cool just to be able to see how you can transfer like objects from like right in front of you to on paper. I think that's pretty cool.
What made you choose charcoal as your medium?
I chose charcoal instead of graphite because I feel like it's the easiest to like smudge and like be able to create natural pieces with. Like graphite's more like kind of like a pencil a little bit, but and then charcoal is like it gets a bit messy, but like you can kind of smudge it to make it look like very, I don't even know how to say it. Like,
so,
yeah.
What are your thoughts on your project specifically?
So this is like my first project, obviously. I'm proud. I really think these two, the teacup and the grapefruit, is like pretty good for me. But I don't really like how the bottle turned out. I think I'm gonna do better on different projects than others. But I'm happy to just be starting off the school year with like art, and I think this project's gonna do good.
What is a group of crows called? A gaggle.
The correct answer is murder of crows.
Okay, I just want to say, I was close with geese. What word refers to animals with a backbone? A vertebrae. In which year did the Titanic sink? Okay, let me think about when I watched Titanic. 1932.
The correct answer is 1912.
What country gifted us with the Statue of Liberty?
France. Good job.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, I'm just like a genius. What is the most popular search engine in the world? Google?
Yes, that is correct.
What are animals that eat both meat and plants called? Omnivores. Okay. What are animals that eat only plants called? Do you know it?
No.
So-
Yeah, we have no idea, so just skip
Okay.
it.
Okay, the correct answer was herbivore.
What is the largest planet in the solar system? What is Superman's only weakness?
Kryptonite, duh. What are the first three numbers in pi? 3.14.
Who is the current U.S. president? Currently Joe Biden. What's the biggest farm animal? Gonna guess a bull. Which bird can learn to mimic human speech? Parrot. Who invented the very first airplane? Marx Brothers.
No.
The Wright brothers?
Yeah.
Damn.
Marx Brothers are a comedy group.
What's the world's largest ocean? The Pacific.
Alright, so that wraps up this week. Tune in next week, same time, same channel. You guys have a great day. This is Samantha Goody from MMTV, signing off.